Hello friends and welcome, bienvenidos. Thanks so much for clicking on this video. Today I'm going to start off a new series called Returning to Stowe. Dale. Alright, let me tell you a little bit about this series. So this series is kind of more directed towards people who've played the game in the past, but stopped playing a few years back and wanted to return to the game but couldn't remember, say, their account, right? And they just want to start fresh, start from scratch, and go the free-to-play route, right? So I do have another free-to-play play-along series, but this one's gonna be a little bit different because with this series, I'm going to give updates every now and then. It's not going to be a playthrough of any missions or anything like that. It's just going to be showing you what I would do in this situation to build up my free-to-play account in the game. So we're talking, doing endeavors. We're talking playing TFOs. We're talking being able to gear up, all that kind of stuff in the fastest way possible, at least in the way that I think is the fastest way possible. This is a loose collaboration with my good friend Joe in Stowe. He's Card Game Nut on Twitter, and he has a blog where he already started a series like this, and he's got a couple of blogs out related to this particular topic. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to link that down below, and definitely check him out. There's going to be a little bit of overlap with some of the series between mine and his, but there will be some differences too. In fact, we were talking about it the other day, and he's doing things a little bit different than I am, and I'll go over those in just a little bit. As you can see, we're in game. I only have the one character. This is a brand new account, and I decided to create a Jem'Hadar character. My Jem'Hadar character's name is Tamek, and why did I choose a Jem'Hadar character? Well, let's get into it, and I will show you why I started with the Jem'Hadar character. So the Jem'Hadar character allows you to start at level 60. So you get to skip all the previous levels and all that stuff, kind of leveling up your tune. That's a good experience. It's a good thing to do if you haven't played this game. But if you've already played this game and you've gone through that process, starting at level 60 is actually a pretty good thing because you get some unlocks with this character too right away. And if you were to start, say, a Federation character, Romulan, or KDF character, Klingon character, you won't get those benefits. So with a Jem'Hadar character, you do get them. So let me show you what you get. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and hit the U key here to see my character. So first things first, your skill sets, your skill points are already filled in. So you don't actually have to, go through that process of choosing your traits. This is not necessarily a good thing. So it's great because it tries to give you kind of a balance, but I find that doesn't work quite as good as, I'm guessing the game developers thought it would work. And I'm not sure why that is, but I find that I had to re-engineer my skill points to something that would allow me to have more survivability and do a little bit better. So I'm just gonna leave this right here for 2 seconds. Feel free to pause the video if you want to copy this. By the way, this skill set right here, these points that I put in here, I got this from another webpage called STO Better. And in STO Better, you have a lot of great advice on how to start playing in Star Trek Online, some of the best practices, some of the best skills for different types of builds and things like that. So highly recommend them as well. STO Better, and I'm going to try to link that down below as well for you. Good resources if you are just trying to figure out how to build a little bit better in Star Trek Online, hence the name. So I went ahead and I had one reroll token for free with this character that I didn't actually have to buy any more reroll tokens or anything like that. It gives you one for free, so I used it up and just changed my skill set. So this is space, and let me show you what I have in ground real quick. Here's ground. Feel free to pause the video here and get that. All right, so that being said, you had specializations already You had intelligence maxed out with a Jem'Hadar character at level 60, so this was already maxed out, fully maxed out. Intel officer, which by the way is one of the better space traits. So if you're trying to do better in space with your battles and things like that, and it even helps on ground, so it's one of the better space traits. Intelligence officer is used by a lot of people in a lot of different types of builds, so that's already maxed out for you. You don't even have to put any points into it, which is fantastic. It also basically had half of command officer skill track done, so not the full thing but half of it. So it basically gave you one full specialization and a half. And the half specialization is actually a bigger spec, right? So it's something that you have to put a little bit more points into, so it's nice to have this one halfway done. Now I'm not using command officer currently. What I decided to do is go strategist. I just feel it does a little bit better for me in space, and I've been able to put some points into there. I don't have it maxed out yet, but that's what I'm going to use. So I'm going to use intel primary and strategist as secondary. But again, with this Jem'Hadar character, you already have intelligence officer unlocked completely, and then half of command officer, which is fantastic. It really helps you out as you basically play the game, right? And you won't have to put any points at least into the intelligence specialization trait. All right, so moving on from that, before I start repeating the same thing 5 billion times, you have some traits that are already unlocked. So you had some space traits and some ground traits that were unlocked from the get-go. So let me show you kind of the special ones from the personal ground traits and the personal space traits. Now these are tied into your R&D system, so let me go ahead and go to that right now. So in the R&D system, you have these different basically they're called the research schools, right? So you have beams, cannons, engineering, ground weapons, kit and modules, projectile science, and shields. So the nice thing about starting off with the Jem'Hadar characters is that 3 of these are already done for you. So you have beams already completed to level 15, and I know you can go to level 20, but pretty much everybody who's played this game agrees that level 15 is good enough. You only have to go to level 20 really if you want to get try to get better quality drops, I guess, on some of these things that you craft, some of these items. So, but level 15, you get everything unlocked within that research school for you to craft. So beams, cannons, and ground weapons done up to level 15, which is fantastic. So as you play the game, you'll start getting some of these components and things like that, so that you can go ahead and craft some of your own items. And what's really neat is that, well, I recommend leveling this up in every single character that you have, just to be able to have one character with level 15 all through the board is nice, because you can start crafting some pretty good lower level weapons at very rare that you can transfer then to another character in your account later on and give them a better starting point with better ground weapons, better space weapons than you would normally start off with. So that's kind of a neat thing. All right, another advantage of getting these to level 15 is the fact that you have certain traits that unlocked. With beams, let's go ahead to personal space traits here. When you get beams, the beam research school to level 15, you unlock this beam barrage. And beam barrage gives you +2 all beam damage bonus for 30 seconds. So that's already unlocked for this character, which is really nice. So if I had a beam boat here, which I'm not really doing a beam boat currently, that's why I don't have this trait active, it would give me +2 all beam damage bonus for 30 seconds, which could stack up to 3 times. So that's great. Any free DPS, any free, things that will help your DPS are fantastic. So that's already unlocked. I didn't have to go through the grind of unlocking that myself. In this character, it was ready to go. Now for cannons, this is a little bit more fruitful for me in this particular character, because I'm running mostly cannons on my ship. you get this trait called Def Cannoneer, which helps you gain turn rate and inertia when activating cannon skills. So it lets me be a little bit more zippy around the enemy as I'm shooting cannons, which is kind of neat. Also, because we have the ground weapons, research school up to level 15, I unlock this ground trait, which is called Penetrating Rounds, and it gives me armor penetration. So your ground weapons ignore a portion of your enemy's damage resistance rating. So 5 armor penetration for ground weapons, which is nice to have. So just by creating, again, a Gem Hadar character, starting off with that, these 3 research schools are basically up to level 15, and you get these nice traits and things like that. So that's a benefit, again, of having a Gem Hadar character. All right, also, let's talk about our reputations, right? You have, I believe it's 2 reputations up to level 5. So as you know, we go up to level 6 in this game for reputations, but level 5 is the basically used to be the old max that you could do on these reputations, and most everything unlocks at this point. And I'm talking about all the weapons available and consoles available for that reputation, and we're talking about the traits also, both space and ground traits. So we have level 5 in Task Force Omega, so that's been leveled up to level 5, and Iconian Resistance has been set to level 5. So that's automatic. I didn't have to grind through that. So another benefit of having these 2 at level 5 is that if I were to create another character today in this account, that character would have a lot easier time leveling up Task Force Omega and also the Iconian Resistance reputations, because you could basically level those up at twice the speed that you would normally. Now the rest of them I'm having to grind through, and it's taking twice as long. But once I get all these at least to level 5, every single other character on my account will have an easier go of it. Now, I'm personally grateful that there's 2. I wish there were a little bit more, but at least these are 2 reputations that I don't have to worry about putting anything into currently, unless I want, say, like a console from either one of these. And right now, I'm holding off. I'm okay. So, you know, I'm just concentrating on the other ones that are level 0 or that need to be, you know, upgraded to level 5. So less work, less grind for me in that sense, which is fantastic. All right, so we talked about reputations, we talked about R&D. Admiralty system is unlocked. I believe it's at level 62. Don't quote me on that. If I'm wrong, leave a comment down below, let me know. But I don't think it's unlocked right away. I think it's unlocked just a little bit later, but I'm starting at level 60. So going from 60 to 62 or 63 or even 65 is not going to take that long, right? So as if I was going from level 1 all the way to level 65. So you get access to the Admiralty system pretty quickly. Unfortunately, I don't have a ton of ships right now, but there are ways to get ships in this game that are pretty easy for free-to-play players. One of them is to spend some EC on some of these shuttles. They kind of help a little bit. This one has plus 10 all stats per any ship, not a small craft, so that helps out. This one has minus 25 maintenance per any ship, so they recharge faster so that you can use them more. We have this Camarag battle cruiser. By the way, my Gem Hadar is KDF aligned, so the Gem Hadar have this mechanic, that same mechanic that the Romulans have, where you basically get to choose at one point who do you want to align with. You can align with the Federation, you can align with the Klingons, and my character is aligned with the Klingons because in the future I'll be able to farm some dilithium by turning in contraband with some of their missions. Now, if I were to have aligned with the Federation, I would not have access to that. So anything that gives me more dilithium with this character, that helps me set up this account overall in better standing, is going to be beneficial to me. So that's why I chose KDF as my alignment for this Gem Hadar character. This ship you get for free from a mission. Let me show you that real quick. It gives me an Admiralty card, but I actually have the ship also in my inventory. It's not something that I'm actually going to use because it's a lower level ship, and it's just not going to be very beneficial for me to use that. But let me show you the mission you get that from. You're going to go to your episodes, and then under Yesterday's War is this very first mission called Temporal Ambassador. If you are aligned with the Federation, you're going to get the Ambassador class ship. In my case, because I am KDF aligned, I'm going to get the Camarag here as part of completing that mission. And it gives me, again, an Admiralty card, which is nice. I have some other ones. This Jem'Hadar Escort is the ship that comes with my character. I have a Hirogen Hunter. The Hirogen Hunter is a ship that I got from the exchange. It was pretty cheap, so I was able to do a tour of the galaxy and a couple of patrols to get enough money for this. Now, I was able to get this for 700,000 EC, so not even a million EC, and I was able to get this tier T5U ship, and it gives me a nice Admiralty card as well. This ship, the Hirogen Hunter Heavy Escort, I could actually use if I wanted to switch between my Jem'Hadar Bug ship. So it's that nice. This CUV Tane I get from reaching level 65. This is just the Admiralty card. I don't actually have the ship, but once you reach level 65 with your Jem'Hadar character, you get this CUV Tane Admiralty card unlocked, which is nice. This Postok, you have this unlocked from mission. Let me show you that real quick. So if you go to your mission journal, you go to episodes, you go to Future Proof. Under Future Proof, you're going to go to where it says Time and Tide. And if you choose the Time and Tide Admiralty, actually, sorry, you get it automatically from completing that mission, the Postok. You don't actually even have to choose the option of Admiralty cards, but you have that option to replay this mission several times if you feel that you're missing on Admiralty cards. And if you choose that option, you get 2 or 3 one-time use Admiralty cards that could help out. So you could basically farm a bunch of those by playing this mission several times. So if you're like me, don't have a lot of unlocked ships themselves within the game, then this is an option. I don't know that it's a good option because you have to play that mission over and over again and you're gonna get tired of it, but it is an option. The USS Sally Ride, this is a ship that you can get in sector space. I cannot remember the system. Let me double check. Let's go to galaxy map. It is in the beta quadrant, so basically where the Federation and the Klingon Empire and Romulan Republic and Star Empire reside. Now, right now I'm in the Alpha Quadrant area in Deep Space Nine, but if you go to the next sector to the Beta Quadrant, you'll be able to go to, let me see if I can see it. All right, so that ship, you'll find it here in the Narendra system. So the Narendra system in the Beta Quadrant next to New Romulus and the Romulan Republic sector, you'll be able to fly to Narendra, and there is a ship there, an Intrepid class ship, and it's called the Sally Ride. You hail that ship and you get this Admiralty card unlocked, which is really nice. It's got some really decent stats. It'll give you plus 20 psi per any ship, and it's heavy on the science, so it's really nice ship to have. And that's a gold card Admiralty ship for free in the game. So you definitely have options to grab some of these Admiralty cards for free. There is the ability to go ahead and buy Phoenix box tokens with your dilithium. If you do that, there are some Admiralty ships you can grab from there as well. I don't have a ton of dilithium right now, but I might go ahead and grab a couple of those boxes. I was hoping to get up to 40,000 because then I get 10 boxes for 40,000, which is a little bit cheaper than just getting them individually. But we also have an upgrade token double reward this weekend where you can basically it'll do double the upgrades to your weapons and things like that with those upgrade tokens. So I would say, you know, if you're watching this and it's still the weekend, go ahead and avail yourself of that if you have some Phoenix prize pack tokens, some upgrade tokens. you'll be able to do that and get double the amount of upgrade level. So, all right, let's see. Am I missing anything in this? I think I covered most everything. We're gonna do Tour of the Galaxy with this character on a daily basis. Right now, actually, there is and I don't know if you can still, if you haven't started, if you can still get this, because you need 15 days of progress. But basically, August 31st, this event ends. And in this event, you get the Omnidirectional Protostar Phaser Beam Array, the Protostar Dual Warp Core, the Protostar Dual Singularity Core, and the Protostar Multiplicative Covariant Shield Array. And these are nice space sets that you can unlock for your entire account. So, which is why I'm running this every single day, because once I get this, I will have a really nice space set that I can use with any character on my account. So next time whenever there's another recruitment event, I'll create, say, a Federation character, and I'll be able to use this space set with that character on any ship that he or she has. And that'll be neat, because it gives you a kind of a head start in the game when it comes to damage, and also when it comes to being able to survivability. Now, the set that comes with the Jem'Hadar, let me show you that real quick. If I go to the managed ships, again, we get the Jem'Hadar Escort T5U, and here we go ahead and you'll see that a T5U gives you some more, gives you some starship masteries, which other ships don't. Anything below level T5U does not. So just regular T5 won't give you this, only the T5U ones will. So at level 1, I get +5 accuracy to the ship, +5 defense rating at level 2, and at level 3 I get +10 kinetic damage, +10 energy damage, and at level 4 I get 2.5% crit chance. So that's really nice to have. So this ship, again, is given to you when you create the Jem'Hadar character. It's a nice starting ship, and it also comes with very rare weapons, purple weapons, which is nice, and they're already at level 12. So I mean, it comes fully equipped with everything you need to start off. Now, are there other things, other consoles that are better? Yeah, you can start equipping some of those things once you start leveling up your reputation or doing some missions. Some mission drops actually have really good consoles. I'm using one of them right now. This one is the Polaric Modulator. This one's from the mission, let's see, it's here in the Iconian War arc, the Delta Flight. So the one with Tom Paris. You do that mission and you'll be able to unlock this console. I have this on my ship because I'm doing the Tour of the Galaxies daily, and this helps because it gives me 100% slipstream turn rate, which is nice. The warp core that comes with this ship is really great if you're trying to do Tour of the Galaxy and you don't have anything else, because it gives you 17.5 plus 17.5 starship sector speed. So it improves your travel speed in sector space. And additional to that, it gives you slipstream drive recharge 100% faster, which is really, really cool. So you'll be able to use that transwarp faster than if you had a different warp core on here. So I'll be leaving this warp core on this ship for a while, even though I do have another one in my inventory. But I looked at the stats of both of them and I was like, you know what they give you is actually better for my purposes right now than if I were to switch it out with this other one. Let me show you real quick what I have in my assets. Let me bring this over, sorry. Here we go. And you probably didn't see when I showed you that warp core earlier. This is the warp core that I have from one of the missions, but I'm not going to use that. Here we go. We have almost 2 million energy credits. I had 700,000 additional to that before, but again, I bought that one ship. And then I already have some fleet credits, and I have 22,439 dilithium. I need to get a little bit more, but I'm grinding it, so I will have some more in the future. So EC is not necessarily super hard to come by, but it does take time to grind it up to what you'd like. I have no unlocks yet. Let me just show you here real quick. One of the things that I'm going to do in the future is trade in some dilithium for Zen so that I could purchase some things within the Zen store. You could do that by going to the dilithium store and then going to where it says buy dilithium, and here's the dilithium exchange, and you can go ahead and buy Zen or sell Zen. In my case, I would be buying Zen, so I would be trading in my dilithium for Zen. Right now, if I were to do it, let me see. Let me try 22,000 dilithium, what I would get. At this dilithium per Zen price of 500 dilithium per Zen, I would be able to get 44 Zen. So not a lot, but hey, it's something. So you keep playing, you keep gathering dilithium, and you'll be able to actually start purchasing some of this Zen to use in the Zen store. I just want to show you here that I don't have anything really unlocked on here or anything purchased, so I'm going to go with not purchased here so you guys could see, or sorry, I'm going to go with purchase so y'all can see that I don't really have anything with this account. No ships, no items except the infinity lock boxes, which are free. No slot services. I got some of the uniforms here. These are unlocked automatically when you create an account, so I didn't actually spend any Zen on this stuff. So you also get 2 tribbles. So if you didn't know that, if you go to personnel and you go to tribbles, you have 2 tribbles that are already unlocked for any new account. That's the Legacy of Romulus one and the Season 8 tribble for the Solanae, the Dyson Sphere one. Under promotions, we only have 2 things. This is the TNG anniversary giveaway. Joe's talked about this too as the one thing unlocked, but I think he was able to get a code for the Tholian sword, and that was completely free, and he was able to get that for his character. I have not gotten that, but Star Trek Online, they gave us recently, Cryptic gave us this experimental ship upgrade token T6X. I haven't used it yet because it's not worth using on my bug ship. It's already tier T5U, and it's got those unlocks on it. I could use this on there, but all it's going to do is give me a device slot and a universal console slot and a starship trait, and right now I don't have enough things to actually be able to properly use this. So I'm going to save this for whenever I get my first tier 6 ship in the game, whether that's from an event or when I get enough Zen to be able to actually purchase one in the Zen store. All right, I think I've covered a lot in this one video. I'm trying to cram everything in. This is just a starting point. I'm already starting to rank up some of these commendation schools. So the game gives you, some duty officers that you can use right off. They're not fantastic or anything, but I'm doing any and all duty officer missions that I can just to start leveling those up and start getting some experience and all of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill this out off camera and continue to work on some of these Admiralty systems. I'm already at level 3 with the United Federation of Planets one. I'm at level 2 with the Romulan Republic and the Ferengi Alliance, and still at level 1 with the Klingon Empire one. So I just want to level all these up, and as I level these up, I'm going to get rewards along the way. We're going to get some experience points. We could get energy credits. We could get dilithium, especially with the Klingon Empire one. You get a little bit more dilithium than some of the others. With the Romulan Republic one, you get these, basically these are the R&D boxes. So for crafting materials, this is fantastic to get those. You also get some EC just from completing these missions. So yeah, I mean, these are worth doing. So I would say do these daily. Your Admiralty, specifically, do these daily. Do your R&D just to level up those different R&D schools, and then do your reputations. So this ship that I have right now, let me show you again. This right here with what I have, which is very basic really at the high level supposedly, is good enough to do some of these patrol missions. So doing patrol missions, also gives you some expertise. So we'll give you some dilithium. So it's good enough for that. And it's okay for doing TFOs. It's not the best. I do feel every time that I've gone into this Kobayashi Maru, I am more or less cannon fodder. But don't give up on it, right? So if you're going in and you feel like you're getting blown up, that's okay. And just continue to try to help out your team. And even if you're a cannon fodder, that's helping them, because guess what? They're not, the enemy's not shooting at them, and they're able to do the damage that they need to do. So I know it sounds bad, but just being in the game and actually playing it is a huge help. So don't give up, don't get discouraged by that. It's not a super powerful ship, but it will let you do the episode content just fine, and some of these patrol missions just fine, until you can start leveling up your gear. So all right, I'm gonna leave it here because I know that's probably a lot of information, but I hope that it's been useful if you're just starting the game. Create an account, and I would recommend, and Joe would also recommend, start off with a Jem'Hadar character. You have some unlocks from the get-go, and I think it'd just be beneficial to start up your account. So it gives you just a little bit of a boost in that. So I'll give you an update on this character as I keep leveling him up, show you where he's at as he progresses. So if you have any questions, leave them down below. Remember to check out my good friend Joe and Stowe's blog. It'll be linked down below. If you haven't joined the Discord, join the Discord. That's also, the link is down below. And memberships are open now with my channel. So if you enjoy the content and you feel like supporting, that's one way to support. The biggest support I can get from you, though, is to like the videos. And if you haven't subscribed, to please do so. I really do appreciate it. Until next time, live long and prosper.